Friday, which means that there's another video on for you. And today's video is going to be the Ducati Monster again. I am sticking true to my promise of delivering a video to you every Friday, and it seems like the following Friday is going to be well secure because there's so much to do on everything. But mostly the Ducati Monster, we're so close to actually being able to strip the bike down and start applying some colour and things that really start to bring the bike to life. Two last jobs we've got to do. One is the front fairing, finalise that, and another is creating a seat base, but that's a project for another time. Today's project is to finally get that front fairing smooth, cover it with filler, get it to a stage where it can essentially be a plug for a mould, which will then in turn be created into carbon fibre. Let's power on these last few steps so I can actually see the bike come together. Exciting times. So what you can see that I've done here now is just shorten it by 40mm in total, and that's tightened up that gap a whole load. And I've done the same at the bottom. I've just reversed the bottom out just for the time being, just so I've got something safe to actually clamp the bottom on. So at least when I take this clamp off to put resin and put glass fibre on the back, it doesn't shift. From this distance to that distance there is 270mm, and from there to there is 260mm, and that corresponds perfectly with how the frame tapers ever so slightly, so it tapers a centimetre from there to there. It's finally dried now. Let me turn it over so you can see it at least. So that bit is obviously dry now. There's a lot of resin down there only because I had a lot, so I decided to just pour it all in. But it does look considerably narrower than what we had before. Down at the bottom now, that's being held. Let's move these actually. And then what I can do after that is obviously cut it to shape, cut it to fit, and then join it in the middle. As you can see on this bottom bit here, I have been taking up the height of the fairing up with filler, quite a lot of filler actually, just to fill up that void. So it turns out that I think there might have been an inch and a half of a gap there possibly. Same on the other side, but it does fit snugly down there. I've just put a bit of filler where I cut too much off, but you can see where we've had to start cutting the fairing to shape to match around that. But time to take the fairing off and see how it looks. nice little break. Now you can start to see how I'm seeing this work. So the frame, let's just move that up a little bit. So the frame is being sandwiched by these two pieces, and that's going to be an orange frame just cutting through everything. Obviously the filter box and everything like that, I'm keeping the box actually. What I'm thinking here is I do need to bring this line up here. I need to bring that up so it doesn't curve as drastically as that. Build it up and then just start to build it around this regulator so it's just not too much of a gap. And we will have like a 3D printed surround around it as well. Same with this bit down here. I've started building this up a little bit more than what I need to, and then have a 3D printed surround that wraps all around it. So it'll look quite neat. And here it is in all its pride and glory here. Choke cable slipped down, but just ignore that for the time being. But it does sit quite neat. It tucks in ever so perfectly. Obviously it's a bit wobbly at the moment and it does need to slide a little bit further back. But you can see how it does sit really nice there, really flush against the frame. And then so the idea is that the frame is going to be, as I've said before, bright orange, sandwiched against these two pieces here, and it's going to run straight through the back. It's going to look brilliant. And now the bike is definitely coming together now. I mean, look how that looks. Even if I say so myself. Right, that is it. It is the end of this video. I'm tired. I'm gonna get some sleep, but it's not the end of the build. Nowhere near the end of the build. We're getting to a good place. We're getting to a place where we can actually start stripping the bike down, powder coating the frame, painting the engine. Got one last job before we do that, and that is to create a seat pan and foam. And then we can at least send that away and be upholstered. Link is down below on who's doing that job for me, and he's going to do a fantastic job. So that will be next week's episode, and then you'll start seeing how they strip the bike down and then get all these other bits done. The exciting parts where you actually start to see the bike coming back to life. We've seen enough of this fabrication now. It's time to actually see the bike coming to life again. So that is all from me for today. If you like what you see and if you want to stay up to date with all these other builds, so there is a VFR 750 engine at the back there. That's being bolted into a CB650 frame, which is never going to fit. So see how I do that with the mongrel. As well, follow me on Instagram if you want to see behind the scenes shots and keep updated with the builds before the videos come out. And don't forget to visit featherballindustries.com if you want to see any merchandise that you might like to support the channel. So until next Friday's video, see you then.